Hi all, this is Puneet from Happy Gamers. Welcome to another video on Rise of Empires Ice and Fire. So today is a building day and many people had asked me like what buildings to prioritize on building days and how to prioritize and how to plan for building days. So guys, different people play in different ways. So this is purely my way of playing and it is not a compulsion that you guys also have to follow my method of the game. So you're free to play the game with your own way, but this particular way that I am following has helped me plan things very neatly and also get a lot of benefits out of it. So let me actually get started with what buildings gives you more points during COPs. So for the first, it will be your training grounds. So training grounds upgrades does not only give you an edge or more points in COPs, but it will also indirectly increase your legion strength. So as and when you start upgrading your legions, it will start adding more and more troops. So if you can see, my class training ground is in level 22 and currently it can hold 69,000 troops apart from what heroes actually possess. So every hero, be it orange, be it a purple hero or blue hero, everyone will have their dictator leadership skills. So that will be a first skill, and also they will have their sixth skill, which is the awaken skill. If you really awaken them, they will start adding more and more troops to them, and also resistance in might. So apart from those skills what heroes will possess, your class training ground will also add few more troops to your legions. So the next upgrade that I am going to make in this particular game will actually give me around 12,500 extra troops added to my legion. So that will actually increase your legion strength in turn. So that will be your first priority. And the second priority would be your training buildings, your stables, your archery range and your barracks. So each troop will be trained in these buildings, as you guys know. So as and when you upgrade your buildings, you will start getting new and new troops, the next level troops. So it will start unlocking next level troops. So until level 22 it will give you new types of troops, and at level 25 it will enable the research which will actually help you to unlock Palladians. That will be the next level of the troops. So currently my training count is around 750 with this particular building, and in addition to it, so I will not be only training 750, but I will actually train more than that once for every one single time of training. So that will be enabled by encampments. So right now in the COP, on the COP day, it is not required for you to upgrade your encampment buildings. Reason behind it is they don't give you more points during COPs. They hardly give you 700 to 800k points. So if at all, if you're falling short of 700 800k points at this level, then you can actually go ahead and start upgrading your encampments. But I would not recommend doing so. Reason behind it is just for a 700 to 800k upgrade, that is to a level 20 encampment, it is asking for 1 day 7 hours. So you will actually end up spending more speed ups. So I would definitely not recommend upgrading any of these buildings. So once you are done with your training grounds, your training buildings, the next thing that I would recommend you guys to go and upgrade would be your garrison hall. Garrison hall is definitely a hidden gem during COPs. So garrison hall will actually give you lot of points during building days. As you can see, currently my garrison hall is in level 23. So I'm actually upgrading it to level 24 today. So it is going to give me somewhere close to 4.8 to 4.9 million. Yes, so 4.7 to 4.9 million it is going to give me. So that is how powerful the Garrison Hall is. And also the resource requirement for Garrison Hall is very less compared to other buildings. So that would be your next priority. Coming to the fourth priority buildings, I would rate Sentry Tower as my fourth priority building for you guys. Reason behind that is it not only gives you a lot of points during your COP, just as you can see, it is giving me 6 million points with just one upgrade. Level 22 to level 23 upgrade is giving me 6 million points. The advantage of Sentry Tower is if at all if your enemy is attacking you, as and when you have the higher level Sentry Tower, it will actually give you more information about the enemy troops that is attacking you. So it will actually give you the troop level information, the hero level information, and also it will give you the reinforcement informations also. So I had actually read it somewhere. It will actually give you that particular information also. See, it is telling like at level 22 will show the general info of reinforcement formation heroes. So that's how useful your Sentry Tower is. But your only drawback with Sentry Tower is it is a little at a costlier side to upgrade. It will ask for a lot of resources. And the next upgrade that I would recommend you to go with is your war rooms. So your footman war room, cavalry war room and archer war room. So these three war rooms will give you hell lot of points during your COPs. The only drawback with war rooms is it will actually ask for Garrison Hall to go to the same level or one level above the level of your war rooms. So currently my footman war room, cavalry war room and archer war rooms are all in level 23, and my Garrison Hall is also in level 23, but today it is going to get upgraded to level 24. So I can only upgrade this particular building after upgrading the Garrison Hall. That is not the only thing. It will also ask for a lot of crystals. Now crystals are one of the very important material in this particular game. Not only your war room demands the crystals, even your dragon workshops, shout temple and the lair, they also ask for crystals. And once you reach C24, your supply station will also ask for crystals. Not only there, even your spy buildings, let me actually show you that. Even your spy buildings which will get unlocked after reaching your supply station to level 25, that will also ask for crystals, followed by the encampments, camps for all three types of troops will also ask for crystals. So crystals are very important, guys. So if you are at a very early stage of the game, and say for example if you have reached around 17 or 18 level of your castle, and if you get to unlock crystal shops, try to level them up and start collecting crystals out of the gold that you have. So crystal shops will also give you more points during COPs. So even those particular shops will also give you a lot of points. So I am currently at level 24. I can only upgrade this to level 25 after getting my castle to level 25. So if I do so, the next level is going to give me around 1.4 million points. So 1.4 million points for a small building like this is a pretty good rewards, and it is not going to ask you for a lot of resources. So this is one of the simplest buildings to upgrade during your COPs. If at all if you're falling short of 1 million or 800 or 900k points to achieve your third chest in your hourlies, then you can definitely leverage these buildings in order to achieve that particular target. And coming to the next priority, guys, I would recommend doing fortress upgrade, but it is way too costly because it is going to ask for defense component. So your defense components are really hard to get, so you will have to spend gems. So not everyone will be able to afford for gems. Only few people can afford for it. So I would recommend doing this, but if at all, if you're not in a position to do this particular upgrade at this point in time, you can actually keep it where it is as of now, but try to push the fortress building to the next level, as it is going to give you both siege, might and resistance, especially for the rider class. So you need this defense and might bonus, so which the fortress will actually definitely give. So I would also recommend you guys to do a watchtower upgrade. Reason behind that is it will not only give you good amount of COP points, but it will also give you the kills. So even if you ungarrison all your troops out of your fortress, you will still end up getting some kills, maybe some 5,000 6,000 kill points out of it. So that is how important your watchtower is for you during your battles. And coming to the points, it will also give you a pretty decent amount of points. So as you can see, the next level of watchtower for me will give me around 4.4 million points. So guys, these are a few important buildings that you can actually upgrade, and apart from this there are also other buildings which gives you more points. So those are your alliance hall. That would be my next priority, because in order to level up your castle to C25, level 24 alliance hall is a requirement, and it will also give you pretty decent amount of COP points. So if you can see, it will actually give me 4.2 million points if at all, if I'm upgrading it to level 24, and I have already put it for an upgrade. It is definitely going to give me like 4.2 million points. So research building is something that you can prioritize. Next, it's not because that it is going to give you lot of COP points. It is going to give you decent amount of points, no doubt in it, but you need your research buildings to move up the ladder. Reason is two things. One, it will actually decrease the amount of time that is needed to do a particular research, and it will also need an upgrade, and it has to go to at least level 24 to get your T9 troops, be it your footmen, be it your archery, and be it your cavalry. All your troops will demand for institute level 24. So I would recommend you to do this particular upgrade on a time to time basis. So coming to the next building that may give you a lot of points in COP, I would recommend upgrading bar, but it is going to ask for a high amount of resources. So that is the reason I have actually kept it at the end, almost towards the end. But the upgrading your bar will actually give you an edge as well. So let us see like what benefits does upgrading bar gives you. So my bar is at level 23 right now. It will actually increase your hero XP bonus. So when I talk about hero XP bonus, say for example you are hitting monsters. So if your bar level is higher, you will end up getting more experience to your heroes if your bar level is really high. So currently I am having an additional of 36% of hero XP bonus gained for every one hit that I am going to give on a monster. Not only on the monsters, your troops will also be gathering sometimes. Even at that point in time, your troops will gain some experience. So even that will actually have an impact if your bar level is at higher level. And coming to the COP points, this is also going to give you a pretty decent amount of points. So starting from level 19, it will start giving you some notable amount of points. Currently I am at level 23, and level 24 bar will actually give me around 8.2 million points, so which is a very huge buff on a COP building day. So that would be my next recommendation. After that, I would definitely ask you to go with Arena. Arena is something that you will use it in order to exchange your hero medals for wisdom medals. So even this is going to give you a pretty decent amount of COP points. So if you can see, the next level Arena is going to give me around 6 million points during my COP. It not only gives me a lot of points in COP, but it will also increase the amount of the hero tokens, or sorry, the hero medals that I can exchange in this particular building on Thursdays. And it will also reduce the cost of the gold that is consuming. So that is the advantage of Arena. So guys, these are the different buildings that I would recommend you to upgrade. Once you start reaching level 22, 23 castle levels, I would recommend you to go ahead and upgrade your dragon buildings, because your competition at this level will be really high. So since your dragon buildings, your supply station, your spy buildings, your enhancement buildings, everything asks for crystals, I would recommend you to first go with your war rooms, because at the earlier stages, if you are upgrading your war rooms, at the later point or later part of the game, getting your dragon buildings and spy buildings up to the level that you want will be easier, and it will also give you that edge in the battles against your opponents. So I would keep this at the end. So right now even I have also done in the same fashion. If you can see, the war rooms are all at level 23, and it will definitely go to level 24 next week. And I simultaneously, my supply station and also my dragon buildings are also being upgraded, so which is a pretty good thing that I have been planning for. So apart from these buildings guys, during your regular or a normal day, try to upgrade all your storages. Your storages plays a very important role in the game. I would not recommend upgrading any of your storages during building days, because they eat up a lot of resources, but they do not give you any good COP points. Please do not plan your storages on your building days, so that's a waste. So I would recommend you to spend your building speed ups on these storages and keep it on your other weekdays, not during the COP events. And coming to the castle upgrade, I'm not a big fan of moving ahead of the caliber that we have in the game. I have seen a lot of players going for C25 without even having a proper heroes or the proper troops or the proper supporting buildings in order to withstand that weightage in the game. C25 is definitely an important milestone for everyone. I'm not telling no for it, but just rushing towards C25 I don't think will work for anyone. Reason behind that is, at a C25 level your competition will be immense. Your expectation from the game will also be very high. So what I am doing is, this I have been following since a very long time, since I have been in C17, C18 levels I have been following. As and when I foresee the requirement of upgrading my castle to the next level, because of the resources or the research, I will actually go ahead and upgrade my castle. If at all, if my research is demanding, I will go ahead and upgrade my castle. Or if at all, if my research is too good for the next level, I will upgrade my castle. So this is why I have always kept my building upgrade, the castle upgrade, at the last priority. Reason behind it is this itself. If at all, if your researches are not good enough, if your legions are not good enough, please do not go to higher levels, because the higher level castles with faltu troops or worst troops will definitely not help. It will only double your worry. So please do not do that. Try getting all your legions up to the mark and then go to the C25. This is my recommendation. It is not like you will have to follow the same procedure as I am doing. Your way of playing might be different than mine, but this particular approach is helping me in every sense. So that was a building day upgrade for you guys. If you have liked this video, if you enjoyed it, please do like and subscribe to my channel. It will enable me to do more and more good videos that can help you, and also for more and more KE videos on weekends. I'm trying my best to find a lot of good targets, but unfortunately during the last COP event, the state was much younger to us, and we could not find a good amount of targets. So I'm hopeful that this week KE will actually be little more competitive. So I'm hoping for a good KE video there. So if at all, if the S2 or the S3 banner recruitment opens for this week, I will definitely make a recruitment video out of it. So yeah, so that's it for today, guys. Thanks for all your patience, support. Cheers. Have a nice day. Bye.